Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 16. Uh, अनेका बाहुद्रवक्त्रं वक्त्रनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतो अनन्तरूपम् नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्त्वादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूपा अनेका वक्त्रनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतो अनन्तरूपम् नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्त्वादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूप अनेका बहुद्रवक्त्रनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतो अनन्तरूपम् नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्त्वादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूप. What word synonym? Translation and purport by Jagatu Shila Prabhupada. Jagatu Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Aneka, many. Bahu, arms. Udra, bellies. Vaktra, mouth. Netram, eyes. Pashyami, I see. Tvam, you. Sarvataha, on all sides. Anantarupam, unlimited form. Na antam, no end. Na madhyam, no middle. Na punha, nor again. Tava, your. Adim, beginning. Pashyami, I see. Vishwa, Ishvara, O Lord of the universe. Vishwarupa, in the form of the universe. So, many arms, bellies, mouths, eyes, I see. You on all sides, unlimited form, no end, no middle, nor again your beginning, I see. O Lord of the universe, in the form of the universe. Translation. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Perfect. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is unlimited. Thus, through him, everything could be seen. Yeah. So, so now in this verse, like we can see from last verse, Arjuna started to explaining what he's seeing in the universal form, like demigods, all the demigods, and all the locals. So now here, Arjuna is explaining that how the Lord's universal form is limitless, it's unlimited. Na antam, na madhyam, na punas, tva adim. So there is no end, no middle, and no beginning of the Lord's universal form. So this means that there is no time factor works on the Lord. He is transcendental. Because everything is Lord Krishna's energy in this material creation. And yet he is outside of his creation. And so this universal form of the Lord includes everything which is seen by Arjuna. And I just want to refer one of the seed verse um, of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord is saying that He is inside and He is outside. Um, hold on. Yeah, the Lord is saying that, "O Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created and at the same time, I am outside of everything. So Lord is saying that He is within and everything, because everything is uh, created by His energy. He's energetic. Like he's the owner of the energy, and he's outside of the same time. So here, Arjuna is seeing the universal form is very like multi-dimensional, like everywhere, all around, unlimited, um, unlimited mouths and arms and bellies, everything, and but and he sees this is unlimited. So the main point I realized that Lord doesn't have a limit. So he's even in the material world, he's ever expanding, although it's temporary, but is expanding. So in modern science also they cannot reach the the more they go out there and try to see, the more there's is more planets there, more stars there. So it's outside of our material reach, outside of our so-called advanced uh, science science equipments, because end of the day is the expansion of our material senses. These equipments are. So we cannot reach even end of this material world with our tiny this material capacity. So what to talk about the spiritual world? So so this material world is also the material creation is also seems very is limitless. So that's what I realized. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Vishnu, for organizing this program and giving us the opportunity to share our realizations. Prabhuji, I'm outside, so my network is very weak here. So, yeah, there is a, if I got cut up, just let me know.
No problem, bro. Please continue. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Vaksanitam Asham Tam Sarvato Anantarupam Nantam Nanadhya Punastavadim Asham Vishveshwar Vishwarupa. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere. Without limit, I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. So, yeah, Srila Prabhupada has given very short purport. But actually, as we know, as we studied the previous verses, the Arjuna desired to see the Krishna's Virat form, universal form. And then Lord Krishna actually granted him Divya Drishti, because with our actually material eyes and material senses, it's not possible to see Krishna's Virat roop. So I was also listening to Srila Prabhupada, and I got a couple of points. I realized that first, I think, as Sanjay Prabhu also referred in the actually seed verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I also actually I thought it is relevant here, especially the first verse, 29:33. Where here now, as Lord Krishna is actually showing his Virat form, and Arjuna here, so just sitting at one place, he's seeing this actually the universal, the huge universal expansion, the Virat form, where he's saying that he is seeing in Krishna's body, the universal body, the many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere. So the one point is that here actually Arjuna got a dividend. It's not ordinary vision given by Krishna. Still, he cannot able to see everything. He's couldn't able to see the end of it. So Srila Prabhupada says that yes, then who can actually measure, the length and breadth of actually Krishna's universal form? No one can do that. So I remember actually our previous discussion, Ramesh Prabhu also mentioned that even Krishna do not know his own limits. He has always expanded. So even this actually, as we say, this actually material universe is expansion, is the part of that Virat form. And this is also expanding. Even today's scientists, they cannot actually able to determine the actual, the boundaries of our actual universe. So it's always expanding. So the point is that actually even with the Div Drishti, Arjuna cannot actually able to determine that. So today is actually the philosopher or actually scientists, by experimental knowledge or speculation, they cannot actually capture Krishna within their actually speculative minds. It is not possible because there is no end. As it says here, there is a I see in you, there is no end, no middle, and no beginning. So the Srimad Bhagavatam seed verse, as we learned, we try to recite and actually memorize the translation as well, where Krishna says that, oh Brahmaji, actually, so even before the creation, Krishna is the one who existed. And after creation, he said, what you see now is also me. And after actually annihilation of this material universe, what remains is also Krishna. So Krishna is actually eternal and there is no beginning and end. So I was meditating on this point, and these points come many times. And also, actually, he says that actually he pervaded the entire universe with just a fragment of himself, as a Paramatma. So he's everywhere. He's actually inside the smallest atom, and he's inside actually the biggest, actually living entity as well. Influences in the previous chapter. And as we say that actually Achinta Bheda Bhettatva is within the universe and outside of the universe as well. So as Sanjay Prabhu shared this similar point, actually reading that second verse as well, translation. So I realized that point, but main thing is that we cannot actually, in the nectar of instruction, I memorized that verse where it says that he's actually faster than the wind. No one can actually overcome running. So he's actually supreme personality of Godhead, and there is no end to his powers or no end to his opulences. So that is actually what I realized. And here we're only talking about his material form that Srila Prabhupada says that is actually the manifestation of a yoga mind. So gigantic, it's wondrous, and at the same time it's very frightening because Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Arjuna has actually never seen this form before, and no one has never seen this form before. And all of a sudden, if you see such a huge, gigantic form of Supreme Lord, it's frightening as well. So, yes, what we realize is that actually here, Arjuna, even is a Divi Drishti, cannot able to actually determine the beginning and end of this Virat form. So we can imagine actually it's impossible us to actually even to try to speculate, that actually understand Krishna by our speculative mind. It's not possible, and this point comes again and again. And so as Krishna always, defeat the speculators whenever they try to actually speculate. So we actually, I think like Srila Prabhupada mentioned this point many times, many verses it came across. That's why he's also called Adhokshash. So yes, that's all Prabhuji actually meditating on this verse. That's the realization I got. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Prabhuji, Pragya Mataji, and Krishna Samarpar Krishna Prabhuji for organizing these programs for us. And these are benefiting us in so many ways. So thank you, Prabhuji. And thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji and Sheetal Prabhuji for your very nice realizations. So we are reading this verse, Bhagavad Gita 11.16 today. Anek bahudar vaktra netram pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwar vishwarupam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere, without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. So we are, as we are discussing already, that Arjuna is actually seeing so many things in Krishna's universal body now, and he's describing what he is seeing. So in the previous verse, as he described that he is seeing all the demigods and Lord Brahma and Shiva, everyone. And from Garbhodakshai Vishnu to Brahmaloka, he is from top to bottom, he is seeing everything in Krishna's body, all types of creatures, everything in his body. And he sees unlimited limbs, mouths, bellies, eyes, etc. So what I understand is that everyone within this universe has a relationship with the Lord, because all the 14 planetary systems are situated on the body of the Lord. And whatever we see, Krishna sees before us. So we are just the minute part of the Lord, and he is Rishikesh. Demigods are on his orders. They are controlling our senses, and in that way we are controlled by demigods. And then because demigods are servant of Krishna, so they are serving Krishna, and we are serving Krishna as well. So our goal of life is to use all our senses, body, everything, whatever we have, in Krishna's service. And this is whatever we do is for Krishna's enjoyment, for his pleasure, not for our pleasure. And as if we understand this, that whatever, like Krishna says, man manabhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, whatever we do, it has to be for Krishna. It has to be used for in Krishna's service with our pure heart. Because it has to be Rishi Kena Rishikesh Sevanam Bhakti, which is, that is the bhakti. And because Krishna's Ladini potency is the one, if it is there, and we can just try to understand what Krishna wants from us, what is our duty, why this human body has been given to us, then that is the perfection of our human body. So I would also like to quote today's Transcendental Melo by Srila Gurudev. If you perform devotional service seriously and sincerely, all other things are the byproducts. Even the temples and centers and everything, it surrounds around this thing, sincere devotional service. So this is the main key point, sincere devotional service, which is the goal of a devotee's life. How we achieve it, it's up to us. So this is my realization for this verse. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for organizing this program, and thank you so much, all the devotees, for your very nice realization. Aneka bahudara vatra netram pashyami tvam sarvato anantarupam nantam na madhyam na punashtvadim tvadim pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. So in this verse, Arjuna explains that the universe is nothing but the manifestation of Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme master and the supreme enjoyer. Because there is no end of the manifestation. That's why Arjuna said that when he searches for the beginning, he is unable to find it, and tries to see the middle, he again gets no success. And when he searches for the end, he can find no limit to the manifestation before him. And there were two words which says Vishwarup and Vishveshwar. The Vishveshwar, the controller of the universe, in the form of the Vishwarup, the universal form, in the form of in the universal form. So, as we learned before in the previous verses, that the universal form, in the universal form, Krishna is controller of the universe, and there is no way of the beginning and the middle and the end of the manifestation of Krishna, because he's the supreme enjoyer and the supreme Lord. So that's what I realized, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotee. Can everybody hear me all right? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you. So, thank you very much to all of you for your very nice realizations. You covered various points in the universal form of the Lord. It is very nice. Now, in the same mood, we have been discussing of late about Guru and what he said about this universal form. So I made some notes there. I'll just read a couple of verses where he also talks about, we discussed once, where he described the universal form. And today we'll see a little deeper, where he goes further. He says that Akrur Uvacha Adbhutani Hajavanti Bhuma Viyati Vajale Tvai Vishvatmake Tami Kinne Adrushtam Vipashyatah. So Shakru said, what's Raman's translation, in purport, but in Prabhupada, there is Prabhupada's disciples speak there. Shakru said, whatever wonderful things the earth, sky, or water contain, all exist in you. Since you encompass everything, when I'm seeing you, what have I not seen? So this is an important point. So when you get that eyes, those eyes, Primanjani, Sutta Bhakti Devotee, that's when you can see everything that is to be seen in the form of Krishna. Then he says, Yatra Bhutani Sarvani Bhuma Viyati Vajale Tam Tvani Pashyato Brahman Kim Me Drushtam Ihadbhutam. He further says, and now that I am seeing you, O Supreme Absolute Truth, in whom reside all amazing things on the earth, in the sky, and in the water. What amazing things could I see in this world? There's nothing more amazing to be seen but is Krishna. So what happens is that a devotee, he actually takes sannyas from this world. But a man of artificially will not take sannyas. But detachment we are sannyasi. People say you always think about Krishna, always come to Krishna. Internally, when we are concerned and we are convinced that what we see in Krishna, what is that we see? To that extent, we are attached to Krishna. And to that extent, we are not overly concerned about the manifestation of the Krishna Lakshana. Because we are prepared for all eventualities. Now, on the personal notes, when his pure devotees, when you see his personal form, like Akrura saw, Akruraji saw his personal form, and you realize that Lord Krishna is not his nephew and just mere nephew, is the Supreme Personality Godhead. Krishna willing by mercy of Guru Maharaj, when you go next time to Vrindavan, I take you to the place where it saw Krishna underwater. The place exists. And not many devotees go there. I do not know why. Or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived there. That was his days, Mahaprabhu's days. But anyway, to meditation you can always go. In the pages of the scriptures, Bhagavad, you can always go there. Because Krishna and his name are not different. Krishna and his pastime are not different. But in the mood of separation, the gopis, they're feeling, they're lamenting that they think that the deer, that the dove is male, huh? Deer is the female. Yeah. They say that the doves and the demigoddesses, they are more fortunate than them. Why? Because their husband, the deer's husband were doves. The demigoddesses' husbands are demigods. They love Krishna. and they allow to follow him. Whereas their husbands, the Gopi husbands, are jealous of Krishna and cannot even stand smell of his fragrance. I've made some notes on this. So here, Prabhupada Prabhupada's translation in the Chaitanya Charitamrita has given in Madhya 1736. This earlier translation. Okay? Blessed are these foolish deer, because they have approached Maharaj Nanda's son, who is gorgeously dressed and is playing on his flute. Indeed, both the doe and the bucks worship the Lord with looks of love and affection. So this is the translation of Srila Prabhupada in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now the Acharya has given some internal description about what is Gita thinking. Various Acharyas. He is thinking that the female deer can approach Krishna along with their husband, because Krishna is the ultimate object of affection for the male deer. Because of their affection for Krishna, they are encouraged by seeing their wives attracted to him. You don't know. And thus they consider their household lives fortunate. The fourth point is, indeed they become joyful upon seeing how their wives are approaching after Krishna. And following along, they urge their wives to go to the Lord. Point number 6 is, on the other hand, our husbands, the Gopi thinking, are jealous of Krishna, and because of their lack of devotion to him, they cannot even stand to smell his fragrance. The last point of thinking is, the Acharya says, therefore, what is the use of our lives? So these are the grades of devotees. Don't think Akruraji is a very, very important personality. Do not discriminate between them. But we can see this here. So, in the very next verse, the translation is that Krishna's beauty and character create a festival for all women. Now, we are all women, not just female. Krishna is only Purush. Now, indeed, when the demigods' wives flying in airplanes with their husbands catch sight of him and hear his resonant flute song, their hearts are shaken by Cupid, and they become so bewildered that the flowers fall out of their hair and their belts loosen. Now, Srila Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book, on this word. So this word indicates that the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna extended to all the corners of the universe. When Krishna plays flute. Even now, Krishna is playing flute somewhere, and we should have ears to hear it, because it appears somewhere in his personal form or in other incarnations. Second one is also, it is significant that the gopis knew about the different kinds of airplanes flying in the sky. So Krishna's universal form has to be understood by loving Krishna. So gopis, they will not be very scholarly or in meditation in this life because they have been in the past life. But they have achieved this perfection. Does they know this point that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, is universal form in which everything is involved, is incorporated. And because of their affection, attachment for him, they can hear him wherever he is. It's so plain. And that they are not at all surprised that they know that there are different demigods flying in different airplanes in the sky in different places of the demigods. So many things can be seen from these 3-4 verses. And how is it that a devotee who may not be scientist know all these things? Srila Prabhupada would say this, that I'm able to answer so many questions. Is it not wonderful? On so many issues, I'm able to answer the question. Although I'm not scientist, this is Krishna. This is Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So this is what we should be pursuing. This is how we should take our bhakti to the next level. That's how the same universal form, which is spoken in the Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, for the neophytes, to the eyes of Arjuna. Same universal form is understood and described by Akruraji, and then same universal form is understood and loved by Gopis. It is all inside a person of Krishna. Yes, this is what I understood from this thing. Anyone want to say anything or have any questions? Please feel free. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, so I will conclude today's discussion then. Jai Shri Bhagavad Gita as it is seen. Jai.
Jai.
Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Yes.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Jai. Namaste.
Jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada Thakur's ki Jai. Srimita Gautam Srimati.
Hare Hare.
Hare Bol.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Roger.